So, Sweet Baby Inc. has revealed that they are fully intent on continuing. They're going to double down. They're going to keep spreading that message. They've got no intention to stop at all. Good. Genuinely good. And I know some people might take this and rage and blah, blah, blah. No. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Why is it good? Well, they've exposed themselves. They've got no intention to stop. It just saves everyone money. And also enables indie gamers to come up. Indie game developers to come up and release great games and get notoriety. Rather than anything that Sweet Baby Inc. works on. So good. Good, you don't have to stop. Don't worry about it. You keep going. You keep going. You keep getting exposed. You save people money. And for every video game you work on that dies, there'll be an indie game that would have been a success because people would have chose to look at that instead. So good. Good. We'll take a look at the article. Hit subscribe if you're new here, guys. Turn the bell notifications on. And the article is linked down below. So, I will say as well, please do support me on Patreon if you like what I do here. Patreon is linked down below, and it's a big help because YouTube does demonetize videos. But yeah, so look, former Sweet Baby Inc. employee confirms that the company is doubling down on the woke agenda. Quote, they're not going to stop us. Oh, okay. It might be a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee, but does the same job elsewhere, by the way. So Grant Roberts, who's a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee, is now the narrative director and associate studio director at Longdew, made it clear that the company has no plans to change despite the massive backlash it has received for pushing ideology rather than profit. Or creativity, should I say, I guess. But it all comes down to the same thing, a bomb. So Roberts, who worked with Sweet Baby Inc. as a narrative director for a year and a half, told The Gamer, so, website, that developers are still working with the company and that the backlash will not stop the company's agenda. Which I think, more power to you. You're going to admit that, more power to you. But it's a myopic opinion. It's really stupid. So Roberts first asserted, and you'll see why in a minute, that companies were not pulling their support from Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, that's sure. They might not be yet. They have to eventually, but they might not be yet. So, quote, when it really reached its apex, when Elon Musk was tweeting about us, companies were reaching out to us privately and showing support. Nobody was pulling that support. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You can have all the companies in the world backing you, but if you don't have customer base, you are dead as a business eventually. And, people's wallets can stay closed significantly longer than you guys can go without selling product. You forget that, and you have to keep that in mind in a capitalist society. You can't keep pushing an agenda which is outrightly rejected in terms of purchasing power. You just can't do that. Like eventually, companies die. And it's not like companies have not died yet. There are storied game studios that have died now. Saints Row, for instance, that's probably one of the most high-profile ones, dead. The individuals who are Firewalk Studios that made Concord, dead. There's a lot of games developers that are dead now. Companies that are dead. So he then attempted to explain why there is hardly any support for the company being made publicly. Says, I think the reason why we've had more support privately than publicly is because when people do speak up publicly, we knew that they were opening themselves up to attacks. Yeah, you were. Roberts went on to declare that he wished more companies did speak out publicly to defend Sweet Baby Inc. and its woke agenda. What I personally would have liked to see is more institutions saying that this is wrong and that this is happening, that people are being targeted in this way. That Sweet Baby isn't just a DEI company or a company that makes things more woke. Yeah, it isn't just that, but it is predominantly its bread and butter. Not that there's anything wrong with that in the first place. Instantly discount any of your opinions on anything ever, you pleb. There is absolutely something wrong with DEI. Didn't earn it is awful for society in general. And absolutely something wrong with a company trying to make things more woke. It is. But he said, but even if there was, that's not everything that we do. It would have been nice to have seen more people and institutions Learn the lessons of 10 years ago. Oh, piss off. Trying to compare it to Gamergate. When he left Sweet Baby Inc. While he left Sweet Baby Inc. seemingly in October, he informed the gamer he would go back. I would go back to work at Sweet Baby in a heartbeat. I would hire Sweet Baby in a heartbeat. Even though I've been doing this for a quarter of a century, I still learned an incredible amount from the people there, both about game development and otherwise. Even with the experiences of the last year and a half, which have been mostly bad, I've learned a lot during that as well. Anyway, there's more. Roberts then declared that Sweet Baby's woke agenda is inevitable. The world is the way it is now. Oh, we just have to accept it then, do we? So we in a capitalist society, we just have to accept slop and shit that no one wants. No, we don't. We don't. We don't have to just resign ourselves to every product being a homogenous, diverse blob of absolute nothing and creative bankruptcy. We don't have to accept that at all. And we aren't, and no one is. It's being rejected. That's why you're failing. These games are more inclusive for people that don't buy them. Games are more authentic, and it doesn't matter whether you think that's true or not, it's happening. And so, no matter what these people do, they're not going to stop us. They're not going to stop the way that the world is now. Sure, fine. Not only did Roberts claim that the company's woke agenda was inevitable, he also attempted to claim that Sweet Baby Inc. is not injecting wokeness into video games or strong-arming developers in doing so. So he said, what Sweet Baby has not done is show up at game studios and say, hey, we're making your game woke now or else. Sweet Baby is a work-for-hire company. Like a lot of these other consultant companies are, people hire us to do the work. Studios come to Sweet Baby because they want help, because they want to make their game better by making it worse, and rejected by everyone. Okay. So he said, one of the most frustrating parts about the events over the last year and a half is just that this incredible level of misunderstanding, both deliberate and assisted. It's not how it works. It's not what we do. We didn't put pride flags in Spider-Man 2. This has all been on the internet. It's all out there. We didn't make Saga Black and Alan Wake 2. That's not what happens. It fits into this sentiment that it can't possibly be true that these companies want to make their games more inclusive and more authentic, and has to be somebody forcing that onto them. Yeah, but we have had statements from CEO Kim Belair of Sweet Baby saying, yeah, no, that is what we do actually, and you need to bully people into thinking that they need to hire us. So you're full of shit. And it's fine that you're not going to stop. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because we live in a capitalist society, and the sooner these companies realise that and relearn that, the better. Yeah, you're going down. There's no two ways about it. You're going down. Because there are plenty of good indie games out there now. We don't have to buy AAA games. You keep sinking $250 million into a game. It's really no big deal. No one's going to cry over that. No one's going to give a shit. You will, though, when you go bankrupt. Now, leave your thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.